Some individuals possess an unmistakable aura of refinement that transcends material wealth or social status. These people navigate social situations with an effortless grace that speaks volumes about their upbringing and character. What makes them stand out isn't their designer wardrobe or expensive accessories, but rather their subtle behavioral patterns that reveal a deep understanding of social etiquette. Today we'll explore 7 distinctive habits that instantly identify someone who was raised with genuine class. And by the end of this discussion, you'll understand why these traits are so powerful in creating lasting impressions. The most sophisticated individuals share these characteristics, and recognizing them will transform how you perceive social interactions forever. These behavioral codes have been passed down through generations of refined families, creating an invisible language of respect and consideration. First, let's examine the principle of never arriving at someone's residence without bringing a thoughtful offering. This practice demonstrates respect for your host and acknowledges the effort they've invested in welcoming you into their personal space. Whether it's a carefully selected bottle of wine that complements the evening's menu, a bouquet of seasonal flowers from a local florist, or even a jar of homemade preserves, the gesture speaks to your consideration for others. I recall attending an intimate dinner party where a guest presented the hostess with a small potted herb plant from her own garden. The recipient's face illuminated with genuine appreciation, not because of the gift's monetary value, but because of the thoughtfulness behind the selection. This habit stems from the understanding that hospitality is a two-way exchange, where guests contribute to the overall experience rather than simply consuming it. However, wisdom must guide these gestures to ensure they enhance rather than complicate the occasion. I once witnessed a well-meaning guest arrive at a casual garden gathering with 50 individual ice cream portions that required immediate attention from the host. While the intention was generous, the timing disrupted the entire flow of the event, forcing everyone to abandon planned activities to manage melting desserts. The second hallmark of refined individuals involves their remarkable restraint when commenting on others' physical appearance. They understand that unsolicited observations about someone's body, weight changes, skin condition, or general appearance can cause discomfort regardless of the speaker's intentions. These socially aware individuals recognize that what might seem like a compliment could actually highlight someone's insecurities or personal struggles. During a recent social gathering, I observed someone greet an acquaintance with enthusiasm about their apparent weight loss, not realizing that the change resulted from medical treatments rather than lifestyle choices. The recipient's forced smile revealed the awkwardness of the moment, demonstrating how even well-intentioned comments can miss the mark entirely. Truly sophisticated people have mastered the art of offering specific, meaningful compliments when appropriate, such as acknowledging how a particular color flatters someone's complexion or how their choice of accessories demonstrates excellent taste. They focus on elements that reflect personal choice and style rather than physical attributes beyond someone's control. More importantly, they extend this courtesy to situations where others might appear underdressed or unprepared for an occasion. Instead of exchanging knowing glances or whispered comments, they create an atmosphere of acceptance and understanding. They recognize that everyone faces different circumstances, whether rushing from work commitments, dealing with travel complications, or simply doing their best with available resources. This understanding reflects a deeper wisdom about human nature and the complexities of modern life. Subscribe now to discover the remaining habits that will elevate your social presence and ensure you never miss insights that could transform your interactions with others. Click that subscribe button and hit the notification bell to strengthen our community of individuals committed to excellence in social graces. Now, let's explore the third characteristic, which involves maintaining complete discretion regarding others' dietary choices and eating habits. Refined individuals never draw attention to the quantity of food someone consumes, whether they're eating sparingly or enjoying generous portions. They understand that food relationships are deeply personal, often influenced by medical conditions, emotional states, cultural backgrounds, or simply individual preferences. Making observations about someone's plate creates an uncomfortable dining atmosphere that transforms what should be a pleasant social experience into a source of anxiety. These sophisticated individuals focus their attention on meaningful conversation and genuine connection rather than monitoring their companions' consumption patterns. They recognize that commenting on someone's dessert choice, calculating calories aloud, or expressing surprise at portion sizes reveals more about their own social limitations than about the person they're observing. The most elegant approach involves enjoying your own meal while allowing others the same courtesy, creating an environment where everyone feels comfortable and accepted. This practice extends beyond simple politeness to demonstrate a fundamental understanding of personal boundaries and respect for individual autonomy. Truly refined people recognize that mealtimes offer opportunities for connection and conversation rather than judgment and comparison. They understand that food choices often carry emotional significance, cultural meaning, or medical necessity that outsiders cannot comprehend. The fourth trait demonstrates how refined individuals handle unexpected situations and mistakes with remarkable composure. When they accidentally spill a beverage, forget someone's name, or experience a minor mishap in public, they respond with calm acknowledgement rather than dramatic apologies or excessive self-consciousness. Their response typically involves a brief, sincere acknowledgement, followed by immediate action to address the situation without creating additional disruption. This composed approach reflects their understanding that mistakes are human nature and don't require elaborate theatrical responses. This same grace extends to situations where others make mistakes, as they resist the temptation to highlight errors or express amusement at someone else's expense. I remember attending an elegant wedding reception where a server accidentally knocked over an entire tray of champagne glasses, creating a dramatic crash that momentarily silenced the entire room. The hostess immediately approached the situation with a warm smile, picked up one of the glasses, and remarked lightheartedly that at least the spill wasn't red wine on her white carpet. Her composed response transformed a potentially embarrassing moment into a brief, shared experience that everyone could appreciate. This ability to maintain perspective and respond with kindness rather than criticism demonstrates true sophistication. The most refined individuals understand that how they handle both their own mistakes and those of others reveals their authentic character more clearly than any other behavior. They recognize that grace under pressure creates lasting impressions and demonstrates emotional maturity. The fifth characteristic involves maintaining appropriate boundaries regarding other people's personal belongings and physical space. Sophisticated individuals never handle items that don't belong to them without explicit permission, whether it's picking up someone's mobile phone, browsing through personal notebooks, or sampling cosmetics and fragrances. They understand that proximity doesn't imply availability, and they respect the invisible boundaries that surround personal possessions. This respect extends to physical contact, as they never assume permission to touch jewelry, clothing, or personal items simply because they're visible. The practice becomes particularly important in situations involving pregnancy announcements, where well-meaning individuals might feel entitled to touch someone's stomach without considering the invasive nature of such contact. These refined individuals recognize that admiration can be expressed through words rather than physical exploration, and they possess the self-awareness to appreciate beauty and craftsmanship from a respectful distance. Their restraint demonstrates confidence and consideration, qualities that others find both attractive and reassuring in social situations. This boundary awareness extends to digital spaces as well, where sophisticated people never access someone's phone, computer, or personal accounts without explicit permission. They understand that personal space includes both physical and emotional boundaries that must be respected in all circumstances. The most discerning individuals recognize that their ability to maintain these boundaries reflects their understanding of consent and respect for individual autonomy. The sixth habit involves exercising discretion when expressing dissatisfaction with service or circumstances. Rather than voicing complaints immediately or within earshot of the individuals involved, sophisticated people address concerns privately and constructively when appropriate. They understand that kindness isn't a performance reserved for convenient moments, but rather a consistent character trait that defines their interactions with everyone. When service falls short of expectations, whether at restaurants, hotels, or other establishments, they address issues with the same calm demeanor they would use when discussing pleasant topics. I once dined with someone who began criticizing our server's performance before the individual had even left our table, creating an atmosphere of discomfort that affected the entire meal. Truly refined individuals recognize that how they treat people who cannot defend themselves or retaliate reveals their authentic character more than any other behavior. They approach complaints as problem-solving opportunities rather than chances to demonstrate superiority or vent frustration. This approach reflects their understanding that service industry workers face numerous challenges and deserve the same respect accorded to anyone else. The most sophisticated people recognize that their behavior in these situations creates ripple effects that influence the entire social atmosphere. They understand that maintaining dignity and respect in all interactions, regardless of the other person's position or ability to reciprocate, demonstrates true class and character. Finally, let's examine how sophisticated individuals handle discussions of wealth and material possessions. They neither flaunt their financial resources nor engage in false modesty about their circumstances. When someone compliments their clothing, accessories, or other possessions, they respond with genuine appreciation rather than immediately disclosing prices or downplaying the item's value. They understand that constantly referencing costs, whether high or low, shifts focus away from taste and personal style toward financial considerations. Similarly, they avoid the opposite extreme of claiming expensive items were inexpensive purchases, as this dishonesty serves no constructive purpose. Their response typically involves a simple acknowledgement of the compliment, perhaps sharing why they particularly enjoy the item without feeling compelled to justify or explain their choices. This approach demonstrates security in their decisions and respect for the person offering the compliment. The most refined individuals understand that true style transcends price points and reflects personal taste, quality appreciation, and thoughtful curation. They recognize that financial discussions often create discomfort and can highlight economic disparities that serve no positive purpose in social situations. These sophisticated people focus conversations on craftsmanship, design, personal meaning, or aesthetic appreciation rather than monetary considerations. These 7 habits share a common foundation. They prioritize the comfort and dignity of others over personal recognition or advantage. Genuine refinement isn't about following rigid rules or performing for social approval, but rather about developing awareness of how your presence affects those around you. The most memorable individuals aren't necessarily those with the most impressive credentials or expensive possessions, but those who consistently make others feel valued and respected in their company. These behavioral patterns can be developed regardless of your background or current circumstances, as they stem from conscious choices about how to interact with the world around you. Take a moment to reflect on these habits and consider which ones already reflect your natural inclinations and which ones might benefit from more intentional development. The beauty of these practices lies in their accessibility. Anyone can choose to implement them, regardless of their economic situation or social background. They represent a philosophy of living that values human dignity, mutual respect, and thoughtful consideration above material display or social positioning. If this exploration of refined social behavior has provided valuable insights, click subscribe now to join our community dedicated to excellence in personal development and social graces. Hit that notification bell to ensure you never miss content that could enhance your understanding of sophisticated living and meaningful human connections.